Om Sarvadharmasthapakatvam Sarvadharmaswarupakaha Acharyanam Mahacharyo Ramakrishna Teachings. O establisher of all the faiths, embodiment of all the religions, the greatest teacher among all the teachers, O Sri Ramakrishna, my salutations to you. And today, invocation to our Ma, Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi also. Yathagner Dahika Shakti Ramakrishne Sthita Hiyan Sarva Vidya Swarupantam Saradam Pranamamyam. I salute Sri Sarada Devi, the embodiment of all knowledge, who exists in Sri Ramakrishna as the burning power exists in fire. There is a reason why I have offered my salutations to my Ma also. Well, Sri Ramakrishna has been teaching us by clearing the doubts of his devotees, by way of giving examples, by way of telling stories, and by way of sharing some parables with them. And in our previous reading, when Sri Chaudhary, Mr. Chaudhary, he asked Sri Ramakrishna that is it not possible to have the vision of God without Guru? Sri Chaudhary had started looking at Sri Ramakrishna, looking on Sri Ramakrishna as a guru. And he felt the need, he felt the necessity. And since he didn't have, possibly he didn't have any formal guru, he was in a doubt that without guru, can't we have the vision of God? And Sri Ramakrishna answered his doubt in a very subtle manner. Sri Ramakrishna says, Satchidananda himself is the guru. The great Paramatman, the great Parabrahman is the Guru. And at the right time, this Satchidananda will send a representative of his in the form of a human Guru. And at the time of, he gave that example at the time of Shava Sadhana, when the Tantrika Sadhak is performing, almost getting towards the end of the sadhana, Satchidananda in the form of Guru appears before him and tells the disciple, behold, there is your Ishta, that is your chosen deity, and the Guru merges in the chosen deity. So that is what Sri Ramakrishna had told, and by way of the example of the Ananta Vrata that women of Bengal, they perform, that although the focus of worship is practically Ananta, is the infinite, it's the infinite Satchidananda, without beginning, without end. But as a formal token, they worship Vishnu. Vishnu is the representative of all the gods and goddesses, form, with form and without form. And then Sri Ramakrishna had told the devotees that if you ask me, which form should I worship? He said, any form that suits you, any form that appeals to your mind and heart, you start worshipping that God. But that doesn't mean that other forms of gods and goddesses, they are insignificant. And he gave that beautiful couplet where the ideal devotee, the condition of the ideal devotee, most ideal devotee is mentioned in that song. That externally the devotee will have the marks of being a Shaivite. He will bear the marks of worshipping Shiva. He will put on those lines and maybe Rudraksha beads and all that, which are typical external marks of worshipping Shiva. In his heart, he would be praying Mother Kali. He would be Shakta in his heart of hearts. But he will be chanting the name of Hari. He will be chanting the name of Vishnu. He will be chanting the name of Krishna, of Rama. And he will be chanting the Vaishnava mantras. So that is the perfect combination of the most ideal devotee, the most ideal bhakta, who has imbibed the essence of all the three forms of worship. So that example Sri Ramakrishna has given, and then finally he tells that how a guru comes. Guru comes to the disciple in the form of all renouncing sannyasi. And then Sri Ramakrishna, while addressing one of his disciples, he tells them that as a householder, you should not mingle with women for long. And Sri Ramakrishna says, why only householders? Sannyasis also. In fact, sannyasis, they pave the way. They kind of become a role model for the householders. How to refrain from these longer associations with women. And they become the role model from these sannyasis, from these all-renouncing monks who have renounced everything, all the worldly things for that matter, who have renounced all the attachment towards worldly pleasures. These monks, they become role model for the householders. And then Sri Ramakrishna says that these sannyasis, these all-renouncing monks, they become the world teachers, because householders, they have to follow the practices which have been shown by these all-renouncing monks, which have been exhibited by the all-renouncing monks. And the householders look upon these monks as the guru. So that was on the doubt that Mr. Chaudhary had raised on the necessity of guru, and Sri Ramakrishna has assured that at the right time, Satchidananda will provide you with the guru. Satchidananda will bring to you in contact with the all-renouncing monk or a nun nowadays from our the order of Sharda Math, Sri Sharda Math and Ramakrishna Sharda Mission also. So that's how the discussion that day ended over there. And now today we are on the 9th of March 1883. It is a Friday. Again, at 9 o'clock, devotees have gathered in Sri Ramakrishna's room. And Sri Ramakrishna is talking to them that God alone exists. All else is unreal. The only reality is the Satchidananda Brahman. Whether you believe in God with form, whether you believe in God without form, whether you believe in God with attributes, whether you believe in God without attributes, God is the ultimate reality. The Divine Mother has kept all deluded by her Maya. Now, all the people in the world, they have been deluded by Divine Mother by creating these worldly temptations, and people are falling prey to those temptations. Look at men, Sri Ramakrishna says, most of them are entangled in worldliness. Mahamaya has created all these temptations, all these sense objects. Mahamaya has also given us the sense organs. Mahamaya has also given us the senses. The senses bring the sense organs in contact with the sense objects, and that's the end of it. And that's what Sri Ramakrishna says. Most of the people, they get entangled in worldliness. They suffer so much. And they suffer so much, but still they have the same attachment to woman and gold. Sri Ramakrishna says they suffer, but they don't learn anything out of it. And then Sri Ramakrishna gives an example of it is like camel eating the thorny bushes. Sri Ramakrishna says camel eats thorny shrubs and blood gushes out from its mouth. Still, it will eat thorns. It is all bleeding, his tongue is bleeding, his lips are bleeding, inside of the mouth is bleeding, but the camel still enjoys. It can't avoid it. It can't avoid eating those thorny shrubs, those thorny herbs. While suffering pain at the time of delivery. Now, Sri Ramakrishna gives another most practical example. Those days, normally there used to be a number of children produced by the couples. So Sri Ramakrishna says, while suffering pain at the time of delivery, a woman says, I shall never go to my husband again. She is so much fed up with those pains at the time of delivery that she says, this is the last time, no more. But what happens? Afterwards, she forgets. She forgets that she has undergone that pain in delivering the baby. And again, next year, the same routine starts. So that is what Sri Ramakrishna says, how the worldly people, they get entrapped in the worldly temptations. The truth is that no one seeks God, unfortunately. Unfortunately, no, there are very few, maybe one or two, like those kites in the hand of Mother Shama. One or two kites will fly away, and then Mother Shama starts clapping her hand. Oh, these fellows have ditched me. They have got out of my web of Maya. The truth is that no one seeks God. There are people who eat prickly leaves of pineapple rather than eating the fruit. That is like the camels. There are people who eat the thorny and prickly leaves of pineapple rather than enjoying that wonderful, sweet, and so delicious fruit and pulp inside. So that was the example Sri Ramakrishna had given on the tendencies of the worldly people. And now a devotee asks, Sir, why has God put us in the world? Is it that God has put us in the world to experience all this suffering? Is it that God has put us in this world to get frustrated, get into these pains of misery by trying to enjoy the worldly temptations? Now Sri Ramakrishna says, the world is field of action. Actually, it is field of action. It is a karma bhumi. Through action, one acquires knowledge. You go on performing karma. Now Sri Ramakrishna is, to this particular set of devotees, he is talking about the karma yoga. He has always been talking about jnana yoga and bhakti yoga, but now today Sri Ramakrishna is talking about karma yoga. This world is a field of action, Sri Ramakrishna says. Through action, one acquires knowledge. The guru instructs the disciple to perform certain works and refrain from others. The guru tells the disciple, do this, do this, do this, don't do this. That also guru tells. You do some actions and you refrain from certain actions. Again, the guru advises the pupil to perform action without desiring the merit. It should be a work without any motive. It should be the work without any desire for that matter. You just work for the sake of performing that work meticulously, sincerely. Don't look for the fruits of the work. Don't focus on what you are going to get out of that work. Are you going to get a good name? Are you going to get name and fame? Don't look at all those things. Just perform whatever work has been given to you, whatever work has been told to you by your guru. The guru which Sachidananda has sent to you, like Sri Ramakrishna had told us last time. He will, the impurity of the mind is destroyed through the performance of duty. Only through performance of duty, the impurities of mind are pured. Like a devotee cleanses his heart by way of shedding tears to the Lord, by praying to the Lord, oh Lord, give me devotion to your lotus feet. Or a jnani, a man of knowledge, clears his heart, cleanses his heart by way of discrimination. The karma yogi cleanses his heart by way of performing karma without any attachment to the fruit. The impurity of mind is destroyed through the performance of duty. It is like getting rid of a disease by means of medicine, which under the instruction of a competent physician. Now Sri Ramakrishna gives here the example of that physician, a competent physician. Like the teacher has to be competent, only then he can lead the pupil, he can lead the disciple to salvation. The physician has to be competent. And once a patient starts taking the medicines prescribed by this competent physician, he gets cured of the disease. The devotee, the disciple, gets cured of the disease of worldliness by following the prescribed ways of action, prescribed modes of actions as told by his competent guru. Sri Ramakrishna says, why doesn't God free us from the world? He will free us when the disease is cured. He will free us. He will free us at the right moment when this disease of worldliness is cleared. When the disease of getting attracted towards the worldly temptations is cured. That is the time when God will set us free from the world. He will liberate us from the world when we are through the enjoyment of woman and gold. God has sent us here to enjoy woman and gold, and when we get fed up, with the worldly enjoyments, then we start working towards attaining the God. Then we start working with the focus not on the fruits. Then we start working in a selfless mode. Till the time we have desires and fruits in mind, we work with the selfish motive. But the moment we get to a stage where we become selfless, no more we are tempted by the lust and greed. That is the time when God will set our path free. Once a man registers his name in the hospital, he cannot run away. Naturally, once you get admitted to a hospital, you cannot run away till you are cured by the doctors. The doctor will not let him go away unless his illness is completely cured. So Sri Ramakrishna says that once we are in this world, we have to perform actions given to us by the competent teacher, by the competent guru. Guru will tell us, this is your mantra, repeat it. Repeat it 108 times in the morning, repeat it 108 times in the evening, and repeat it constantly. Whatever activity you are doing, keep mental chanting of that mantra. Continuously keep on chanting the mantra. That will purify your heart. No, that is the action that the Guru has told. So once you start following the words, the advice, the teachings of the Guru, you are put on the path towards setting you free from this worldly bondage. So that was Sri Ramakrishna's teaching, and why I specifically recited that hymn, that verse from a hymn to the Sri Ramakrishna, Ma Sharda, Swami Vivekananda, Swami Brahmananda. That hymn was written by Swami Saradananda. It also included Swami Yogananda and Swami Premananda. So this Yathagner Dahika Shakti Ramakrishna Sita Hyan Sarva Vidya Swarupantam Saradam Pranamamyaham. This verse from that hymn, in salutation of my Ma, our Holy Mother. Ma also had the same teachings what Sri Ramakrishna has told us today about performing action. Let me give you in brief what Ma has told about the work. Through work alone can one remove the bondage of karma. Ma is a strong proponent of karma. If somebody saw Ma at Dakshineshwar or at Jairam Bhatti or in Calcutta at Udbodhan, Ma was constantly busy with some work, either peeling vegetables, cutting vegetables, cooking, cleaning. She was always busy with some work, and the same advice Ma used to give to her devotees. Through work alone can one remove the bondage of karma, not by avoiding work. Don't get into that mode of escapism. Oh, I have to devote myself to God. I will stop doing any work. No, you cannot stop doing any work. One cannot be without work even for a moment, for that matter, Ma says. Total detachment comes later on. That is the last stage, total detachment. One should not be without work even for a moment. That is Ma's teaching in line with Sri Ramakrishna's teaching today. And then why one should work? Ma has given reason for that. That if the mind is kept engaged in some kind of work, it doesn't engage in silly thoughts. The moment you are busy with doing something, whether you are doing japa, whether you are doing meditation, whether you are driving, whether you are cooking or you are cleaning, whatever work you are doing, that moment, when you are engaged in that kind of work, it doesn't allow you to think of all the unnecessary things. There is no rumor mongering. It doesn't engage in silly thoughts. But if you sit idle, the mind is likely to indulge in various kinds of thoughts. If you sit idle doing nothing, all those unwanted thoughts, about the worldly temptations, they will occupy your mind. But you keep doing work, all those unnecessary thoughts, all those useless thoughts which are not going to take you forward anymore, they are going to stop. So that is the teaching of Sri Ramakrishna today, and also teaching of our Ma. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaaya. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur, Jai Ma, Jai Swamiji.